We have an update on an AEW star following a shocking injury. Plus, future plans for a New Japan faction have been revealed. And WWE has dropped a major hint on a returning team. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. You may remember back at Supercard of Honor earlier in the year, Dante Martin came off with that. He had that hit that got hit with that Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah.
And
his leg,
his foot did that thing where it was horrible. It was just an unfortunate thing to happen in the middle of a high stakes wrestling match. We do have an update for you this morning. I know it's been a while since we've heard about Dante Martin, but some good news from Fightful Select today.
Yeah, they say Dante Martin was backstage at a recent AEW show and is nearing a return from injury. We haven't learned of any creative plans for him as of yet. In his brother's absence, Darius Martin has formed a team with another AEW standout in Action Andretti. But could we see the brothers back together soon? I think hopefully we will.
Because I love, Top Flight were excellent. Top Flight and AR Fox did some really magnificent stuff. And I think, if AR Fox fancies it, getting them together again. And Action Andretti, there's a lovely foursome there.
There's a lovely foursome.
An awesome foursome, if you will.
An awesome foursome. I'd love to see Top Flight back together because it feels like over the last few years we've had them, they're in the AEW tag team sphere. One of them gets taken out due to injury. Yeah. One of them goes off and they have the little singles bit, or they team up with some other people for a little while. And then when the brother does come back, then the other brother gets taken out. And it's like, I feel so bad for them.
It's almost like they don't want to compete in matches with each other.
Yes.
So I'll make sure I get hurt so I don't have to. Delighted to hear that Dante Martin's backstage and doing his thing. After an injury like that, you do worry, is there any coming back from that? But it was reported, I think, over the summer by Ian Riccaboni that he was ahead of schedule for a comeback anyway, so glad to see that it is more so on the horizon. Last night, it was ROH on Honor Club. Now, we talked about this when it was taped last week. Ronda Rousey now has officially made her debut for Ring of Honor. Athena and Billy Starks at the top of last night's show called out anybody for a match. It was a challenge answer by Marina Shafir, who put in a phone call to her mate Ronda. Ronda looked great in there.
Yeah, we were talking about this, I can't remember if it was earlier this week or last week, but talking about this match, and Ronda looks great. She's selling moves. She looks a lot more confident and comfortable in herself, I feel like, within a wrestling capacity. The one thing that I do, because I was watching some fan sort of footage of her turning up at the Ring of Honor taping, and she had bad reputation there. She didn't in the taping. They've obviously swapped that out, assumed due to licensing.
Yeah, I think it's choosing when. If Ronda Rousey was debuting on an AEW event or an AEW pay-per-view, of course you'd use bad reputation. Yeah. And unfortunately with Ring of Honor, they're very much cost cutting with that company right now. So it's a case of getting Mikey Ruckus to make something that sounds just enough like it's got the rhythm there. If you weren't paying attention, you would have been forgiven for not noticing that it wasn't bad reputation.
It's definitely got the same drive to it, I think, at least. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing more Ronda Rousey in Ring of Honor because, as you said, she looks like she's having a whale of a time, and that's more of what I want to see. Ronda Rousey just sort of being able to let loose a little bit and kind of be a bit more free in maybe what she can do.
Well, it's interesting about that in terms of being around Ring of Honor more often. Obviously, she stepped away because she wants to spend more time with her family. Mm-hmm. She very much wants to wind down that part of her career. There was an interview behind after the match with Shafir and Rousey where Ronda's like, "Hey, I just had to come by and see you, make sure you're not having too much fun without me."
Yeah, I saw that.
But then Ronda, at the same time, after that match, when Athena goes to hit Ronda with the title and she gets booted by Shafir instead, Ronda holds the Ring of Honor women's title up.
I think there's going to be more. I think there's going to be more to it.
I think it's probably she's there for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, I think so. And then also, we've also spoken about this as well. Yes, the Ring of Honor title. Ronda might come back and she might face Athena for that title on a Ring of Honor program. But we've seen belts be also defended in indies and stuff as well. However, I feel like with Ronda, you would probably want her on Ring of Honor TV, going after that belt, just to boost that product a little bit more.
I think it's worth doing it to boost it up.
Yes,
if
for
you're
sure.
Do it, oh, hang on, sorry. Don't be paper, hang on. Sorry, very unprofessional.
It's all right.
Unprofessional, very unprofessional. New Japan faction flavoured news. Will Osprey obviously joining AEW at the end of his New Japan Pro Dub contract.
Yes.
And it's put into question the future of the United Empire.
Yeah, well, they were formed in October 2020 by Will Ospreay and Great-O-Khan when Ospreay turned on Chaos and Kazuchika Okada during that year's G1 climax. They'd add Jeff Cobb, Aaron Hanare, TJ Perkins and Francesco Akira, Rev Pro's Lord Gideon Gray, and Aussie Open. The group's co-founder, though, Great-O-Khan, told Tokyo Sports that despite leaving New Japan, Will was not leaving United Empire. Ospreay will continue to lead up the group once he begins his AEW contract, and they may even add new members on the AEW side, which makes sense, I think.
I think so. And we've already seen like United Empire popping up, obviously in Rev Pro, popping up in Impact Wrestling. So it could be one of those factions that is spread far and wide across the wrestling landscape. And I think that Great-O-Khan kind of putting that out there that no, he's still very much committed to United Empire. And also the AEW contract that he has will allow him to pop up in New Japan.
Which, and that's the thing that I feel like makes the most sense for me is that, you know, AEW is a lot more freeing in terms of where you can go and where you pop up. And it makes a lot more sense because, as you said, we do see these teams popping up. This team, popping up on different TV programs and in promotions and stuff. So yeah, keep them together. It'd be nice to see a little bit more of United Empire in AEW, and it'll be interesting to see who from the AEW side does join United Empire down the line.
From popping up to popping off, it's Survivor Series weekend. 9 pitches right now waiting for you on the channel, along with predictions from Andrew and Adam, and then you're live reacting tomorrow night.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm really looking forward to it. I've said it before, but I like the war games, Tom.
I do love the war games.
Oh, they're war games.
That's a war game.
It is a war game.
Risk. Battleships.
What other war games?
Chess. Chess is technically a war game.
Hogs of War.
Hogs of War is a great
Fantastic.
shout. Rick Mail voiced in that one. Small Soldiers. Worms.
Worms, yeah, that's a great one as well. Command and Conquer, that's one.
Desert Strike on the Mega Drive.
Desert Strike on the Mega Drive, yes.
But War Games, the wrestling version, which is like Desert Strike but less helicopters, is tomorrow night. And WrestleVotes have given us a little bit of intel from something that is going to be talked about at Survivor Series, but nothing in the ring.
Yeah, so WrestleVotes have given some interesting details on the Survivor Series event program for tomorrow night. And they say, I'm told the Survivor Series official event program features 2 notable teams, one being Gallus, as no other NXT group or superstar is included. The other noteworthy team included in the program is Akam and Razar, formerly known as the Authors of Pain. Seems both could be headed to TV shortly.
Oh, the East Midlands' favourite stars, the Authors of Pain.
Yes.
Let's talk about these 2 teams briefly. So Gallus, first of all, good morning, Barry. Good morning, Lou. If this is a Gallus call-up, I'm all in.
I'm all in for it as well.
I love Gallus.
I love Gallus. I think they're great, and I think they'll fit in really well with the with the main roster tag team division as well. Authors of Pain, though. Didn't we hear that they recently, they on the down low signed the team as well. So for them to come in hopefully soon would make a lot of sense.
The story is that they're on the books for the company. They've just not found the right point to bring them in yet.
Yes.
They wouldn't shock me if they're the sort of team that you bring in post Survivor Series. So you bring them. I mean, if you're going to bring them in, you bring them in to challenge for the belts.
Well, maybe the belts split at some point soon. We'll keep saying this. They prize them away, but then then you've got the Authors of Pain vying for one set of those tag team championships. Maybe.
Kind of wish that I think they might have missed a little trick because I thought with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn being tag champs as they were, you could have had Akam and Razor come in and just obliterate them to set them up good and proper.
Ooh,
and no one would have been hurt by that.
Yeah,
I think,
that's true.
I think you could have done it that way. It'd be weird if they come in and go after the Judgment Day. That doesn't seem like it. That doesn't taste quite right.
Just because they're both so Well, I mean,
Baddies.
yeah, baddies, yeah. they're both baddies.
They're both baddies, aren't they? But the fact they're in the program suggests that there is certainly something planned.
Yes.
And they're doing it in that way to familiarise the wrestling crowd with who they are. And the same with Gallus.
Excited. Happy for Gallus. Really happy for Gallus.
Very happy for all parties involved. And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out cultaholic.com. Keys.
Love you, bye.